In today's headlines, French President Emmanuel Macron will again face far-right leader Marine Le Pen in that country's presidential runoff. Her strong showing is a sign of the continuing appeal of nationalistic and xenophobic rhetoric in France. After polls closed today in the first round of voting, Macron maintained a narrow lead over Le Pen. That's according to early projections. The runoff will take place on April 24th. Political uncertainty in Pakistan after a dramatic no-confidence vote early Sunday removed Prime Minister Imran Khan from office. Crowds flooded into the streets of Islamabad following the decision. Khan claims his ouster is part of a Western conspiracy, and he called on his supporters to protest. The interim prime minister will be selected by Pakistan's parliament tomorrow, and a general election will take place later this year. Khan is expected to run. And in Mexico, voters are taking part in an unorthodox presidential recall, the first of its kind there. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador launched the recall himself, asking voters to decide whether he should be removed from office. Critics say the move is really an effort to energize his supporters after a series of political scandals. And President Biden's chief medical officer, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says the uptick in COVID-19 cases across the country is no surprise as the U.S. eases its pandemic restrictions. He says Americans are going to have to use their own judgment about what's safe going forward.
This is not going to be eradicated, and it's not going to be eliminated. And what's going to happen is that we're going to see that each individual is going to have to make their calculation of the amount of risk that they want to take in going to indoor dinners and going to functions.
Fauci noted, however, that if there's an uptick in hospitalizations, the U.S. may need to, quote, revert back to masking indoors. And TV personality Dr. Mehmet Oz, who is running for the U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania, gained a critical endorsement last night from former President Donald Trump.
Dr. Oz, great guy, a good man, Harvard educated, tremendous career.
A number of Trump allies are backing a different GOP candidate, David McCormick. And the first candidate Trump endorsed in the race, Sean Parnell, dropped out amid domestic abuse allegations. Still to come on PBS News Weekend, a new documentary from the NewsHour team looks at the problems facing the formerly incarcerated and what it means to feel seen in movies, TV, and music. We hear from students about the importance of representation in media.
This is PBS News Weekend from WETA Studios in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.